Hi, this is Sergeant Beast Larson. I'm going to talk about correctional fatigue. Are you fit for duty? I want to thank Justin from Corrections down in West Virginia for the idea of this video. I do have some notes I'm going to read a little bit. I want to keep this short, but I want to have some highlights. I don't want to miss anything. Three basic topics: mental, physical, and emotional. These three topics can affect your fatigue. Mental fatigue. Are you stressed? Are you working long hours? Are you new to the job? Do you feel like administration is coming down on you? Are you a slow learner? Have learning disabilities? Problems with tests? Do you feel like there's no life outside the job? Just to talk just briefly about this. Everything, mental, physical, emotional, you're going to have stress if you work in corrections. You're going to have long hours. You're going to be new to the job. You're going to always feel like there's a newness. If you get promoted, you kind of go back in that same cycle of newness. It's overwhelming with responsibilities and knowledge to learn. Don't let it get you down. Don't let it get you down. This job has chosen you and you have chosen it. Take a deep breath. Find that some person that's always positive and talk with them. Here and there, 5 minutes. Let them reassure you. Let them motivate you. We're all going to feel like administration, even the administration themselves. The captains, unit managers, deputy warden, they're going to feel the pressures. The wardens definitely feel pressures. That's going to come with the job, and how you handle that is up to you. Take that pressure, turn it into a challenge. Turn something negative into a positive. I've experienced several young officers that's come through training that have learning disabilities, have some dyslexia, have some test taking problems. Take a little bit of extra time with them. Maybe go through some things verbally with them. Discuss some things. Don't just give them a book and paper and written test, shove it in their face and make them required to do that. That's stressful and overwhelming to them. That also goes with our kids, our teenagers. With COVID-19 and homeschooling, it's a whole new pressure for them. So be mindful and observant of this and try to help your officers as well as your children. Let's talk about physical for just a minute. Lack of proper nutrition, your eating habits. Is food available to you? Do you get relief from breaks? That's the common complaint that I hear the most. I don't get relieved. Are you too busy to eat? You feel overworked? Didn't bring anything? I'm in a hurry today, I'll just eat when I get home. And then turn into a 14, 16-hour day. That's costly and painful to you. Do you sleep enough? Are you on prescription medication that makes you drowsy? If you're on prescription medication, you probably have a policy that tells you, put it in writing, tell them what it is, and they have it on file. If it's going to make you drowsy, then administration will make a decision with you as far as, are you able to work and take that? Does the medication interfere with diet or dietary supplements? Some medicines make you not hungry. So be mindful of this. If it takes your appetite away and you're working a 12-hour shift, having not an appetite and losing weight can be a great thing. However, you're not sustaining yourself with the protein and carbs that you need to get through a very physical day. You're walking up and down stairs, you're doing door charts, walking inmates around, putting miles, have an Apple Watch that counts your steps. You've got to have food to help replenish that so you can make it through that day. Do you have injury or physical limitations or disabilities? A lot of people starting corrections, they're in great health. They run the mile in a good time, and 10, 15 years down the road, things change. Arthritis sets in, we gain a little bit of weight, things down here start to change and grow, then our belt, we start leaning as we walk. That's natural. Gravity, that's natural. But as you go through that and you start to move slower and with a little bit more pain, that can make your 8-hour, 12-hour day discomforting. It can make it a little bit longer. What can you do about that? Talk to your doctor. Do you need to take some Bioflex for your joints? Some arthritis medication to help kind of loosen that up? Think about that. That little bit could make your day a lot easier. Let's talk emotional. for just a minute. You're having relationship problems. That will definitely affect your tour of duty. Do you have depression issues? Have you just received bad news in the family? Or a change in a health issue? Maybe you got a sprained ankle, sprained arm, playing volleyball with the kids, anything, walking, exercising, and you get a minor injury. That can change things drastically. Or you get a major injury. That's life-altering. You have suicidal thoughts, fear of inmates, fear of injury or death to yourself, seeing victims being attacked. There's a lot of blood when they get stabbed in a prison. Going to see a cell, they post pictures on Facebook all the time, about correction officers seeing a day in a life, and the cell floors and walls are covered in blood. Yes, you're going to see that. Are you prepared for that? Can you handle that? And when you do see these things, this kind of blood, or you see death for the first time, how do you handle that? We had a hanging, and a couple young officers saw that situation for the first time, and it devastated them. It totally changed their outlook and how they reacted around inmates. They became distant and afraid of everything. And being retired police, have been around too much death, sit down and talk with them for a little bit and told them this is normal and it's okay to see this. It's okay to have emotion and feel this. You don't want to have lack of emotion. You still want to be a human being. So I told them, if you need to pray about it, keep talking about it. Talk to me anytime. Help yourself to get through this. But just know there's nothing you could have done to change that or keep them alive. They made that decision. They were suffering and they gave up. Supervisors, administration, keep an eye on your young officers, your new people. Keep an eye on this and watch for that. Watch for their depression. Watch for their change in mood swings. Watch when they get around this. We had, at our chow hall, we had a stabbing, very, very bad. And down the sidewalk, they had to drag the inmate to get him to medical. There was just no time to wait for the cart to come. It was get him there, get him to the doctor as fast as you could. He got to the doctor, and within a few minutes, he passed away. And there were some young officers that saw that and saw as the life was leaving him, and he passed that moment for the first time, and that was very traumatic. We had some quit because of that. Administration, supervisors, trainers, is this a part of the training of new officers? Are you talking about this possibility of seeing this and preparing them for this? Mental, physical, and emotional. Think about it. All three of those things need to be in check. Do you have personal days or vacation? Yes, you do. You'll have some. Is it available? Can you take it? Have some balance. One of the key things you need to think to yourself to improve, and it's posted all the time, is how many other COs feel like they have no life outside? If you feel that way, find a hobby, find something. Join the movie club, join something, the gym. Kind of hard in COVID-19, but you have to have a life outside of corrections. You have to have a personal life. Relationship, a marriage, children, your parents, your cousins. Talk to them, visit with them. 100% you have to have a life outside of this job, outside of a uniform, like in a red polo shirt like this. You need a life. Don't shave for a day. Don't worry about your hair and everything for a day. You have to have a life. Now here's some tips for success. Sleep. Log your sleep for a month. How much hours do you get each night? And as you're logging and looking at it, you'll realize I'm not getting enough. You'll improve that. Even improving 1.5 to 2 hours each night. 10 hours a week more than you did last week will help you. Have a good meal before your shift. Start your shift off well nourished. Start it off in a clean and neat uniform. Start off with confidence. If you've worn the same uniform 5 days in a row and it has food all over it, you put it on and it smells, you're going to feel down in the dumps. You're not going to feel proud about yourself. There'll be no confidence to yourself. Nobody puts on a 5-day worn uniform with food that you still smell and comes to work happy and chipper. Sarge, I'm here, I'm ready to go. He's going to say, no, you're not. Develop an exercise program, any kind of exercise, walking, push-ups, some sit-ups, anything at home. As you use your muscles in the exercise capacity, it'll help you with endurance to last for a shift. Everybody doesn't have to become a giant weightlifter. Play softball, play basketball, play with the kids in the yard, ride bikes. Any kind of physical activity will help you get through the day. Hang around friends that have good attitudes. This means on the job too. Hang around the officers that talk good, that have ambition to get promoted, that smile, that come to work clean, enthusiastic. The ones that are eating and sleeping. The ones that are ready for work, basically. Don't be around the friends that are full of drama and complaining and always down. The downer folks. They'll bring you down. My wife always has told our kids, you are the company you keep. Keep good company. It's just some food for thought. Conversations I've had the last couple weeks with Justin down in West Virginia. You know, working long shifts, 5 16-hour shifts in a row. He gets wore out. He doesn't eat. He says nobody's relieving him to eat. That's a big problem. And my answer to that is, if you have to, bring a little cooler with some protein shakes. At least drink some protein shakes to get it going inside you. Bring something. Eat, sleep, positive energy, positive people. And have a life outside of the job. That'll help improve the job. And then when you like it and you turn to love the job, you'll be able to last and have a career in it. Do yourself a favor. Help yourself out. If you like this, hit the like, hit the share button. We have to help each other. We're responsible for each other's back. So let's share this. Bring this to everybody else that wears a uniform. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button because you don't want to miss anything.